little background music.
Yeah.
Wait, coach, can we go? When Coach was talking about you the other day, he said, "I never know when Patty's going to get shots up, and sometimes he brings his dog." So who's the companion that comes with you when you bring your dog?
Yeah, that's our dog Harvey. Harvey, for people, it's spelled Harvy. I got to spell it because with my accent, people think it's another name, but Harvey's a dog. Come in and obviously do a lot of work in here, so there's times where I feel bad for leaving my dog, so I bring him in so we can run around and enjoy a different scenery.
Can you hear the other? It's like a groomer or something right there.
Oh,
across the ravine. Does she bark at the other dogs or?
No, he makes the most out of the turf at the back there.
On one of your recent Instagram posts, it said something like 189 days or something like that. Is that like a countdown to the Olympics?
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but they had the 200-day countdown until the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics. And, pretty exciting time. I'm looking forward to it. Fortunately enough, it will be my 5th Olympics, so keeping the body right and still learning a lot of stuff as well as I go on throughout my career. And I think being here with Quinn, is another part of continuing to learn new stuff that can help my game and can put towards a different environment like the national.
If Kyrie is out for the Mavs tonight, just how does that change the dynamic of their offense?
I'm sure there's dynamics that it will take an impact, but from a whole, watching from afar and how the team kind of goes, there's a lot of flat power out there even with his absence. So I had the opportunity to play alongside Kyrie for a couple of seasons and knowing what his mindset is and approaching games and what he can do on the court. For a team like us, we can't worry about who's in and out. There's a lot of things that we've got to control for ourselves on the court, on both ends of the floor. And we've got to continue to be able to stack days and get better. And I think that's where we're at this point of the season, is just trying to string together consistent minutes. We've proven to ourselves time and time again on how we should play on the defensive end, how we should play on the offensive end. So now it's about being consistent, and you probably get that inconsistency with inexperienced players, but we have such a talented group that is capable of stringing those consistent minutes together. So it's been an exciting time and an enjoyable time, given injuries out and adversities that we've had to handle this year. But all in all, an opportunity tonight against a very good Dallas team to be able to put some things together.
What would it mean to possibly get Trae Young back in the lineup tonight? What does it mean for this offense?
Yeah, I mean, such an offensive powerhouse weapon, that causes defensive, problems to any team. So having him out obviously has been tough. So you never want to have injuries, and have people out. But first and foremost, making sure guys are healthy and come back at full strength. So we've got a few more games now until All-Star break. We want to make sure we go into All-Star break with a little bit of rhythm and playing the way that we want to play. So it'll be good after that.
Obviously being a veteran, there's these things that you haven't seen. Obviously with injuries, you've been able to step right in there and have the impact. So what's that like, your mindset, just being, in the league as long as you have, being able to step in for guys when they go down?
Yeah, I think just understanding the game, having that high level of IQ about the game first and foremost, and then what the team needs. And I think that's always been a strength that I've seen, being able to come off the bench is to see how the game goes, see how guys are playing, see how the defenses are playing and how the refs are calling the game. And I think that's been a strength about being able to come in and then try and make an impact at any given point of the game, not necessarily just shooting or just scoring. So it's been my little niche, I guess, and made it a strength. But at the end of the day, it's all about your preparation and how you stay ready. What are the things that you can do as a professional player to make sure that you're at your most, prepared state when your number gets called. And that happens way before, the ball goes up for a night. So, I've learned a lot of stuff from a lot of different coaches and players throughout my career, and steadily drip feeding it into, this environment here.
Patty, you kind of touched on it a little bit already, but we're at the halfway mark, or a couple games past the halfway mark. Just how has the season gone for you personally, and then as a team, what would you like to see you guys do going forward?
Yeah, it's been going good. Like I said, I'm in an environment where I believe I'm still learning a whole bunch of things from Quinn, and it's been exciting. When you are open to constantly learning new things, I think the ability for growth will always be there. So who knows how much longer I play with, but knowing that I can still learn things, opens up the possibility of being able to continue to play as long as I love it. But I've enjoyed this environment. As I said, a young, talented core that's very gifted on the floor, and it's just about piecing the piece of the puzzle together to make sure that we can head in the right direction as a group. We spoke about what the numbers show in the wins and losses column, and it doesn't reflect, I think, to the amount of work that we've been putting in. Which is why I think the most important thing for our group to understand is that it's about the big picture here and about the long run, and what Quinn and the staff here are trying to set as a foundation, as a base. And I think if we can, as a playing group here right now, if we can grab hold of that now, then the potential for this group is really there, and I believe that as well. So hard times, with guys being out, and obviously not being able to win or make the most of those wins. I think this is a massive learning process for everyone involved, and I hope people really take hold of it.
Obviously, one of the strengths of your game is shooting. How do you, and also coming off the bench, but how do you deal with the fact that 7:27 you might put a ball down for the last time, and then you don't get to touch it for half an hour, and then you got to come in?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get that feel? Like the other day, Boki chased the referee halfway around the court trying to touch the ball.
She wouldn't give it to him.
She wouldn't give it to him.
I saw that. Yeah, look, there's different ways you can stay ready. I think a lot of it for me is definitely that mental strength and knowing. There's a feel component to it as well. But for me, I think it's more just the mental preparation of understanding and I think the approach that I've taken to your question is being able to do something away from the ball, whether it's taking a charge or whether it's a defensive help, come across, or being able to make a deflection on defense can really get you going as a player. So you kind of shift your focus almost to something else and feel good about a certain play, or it just might be a certain drive, getting to the paint, a kick out, to a three or something like that. That kind of makes you feel good, you get going, and you can go from there. That's my approach anyway.
Are there any obstacles in getting ready for a game like today, where you guys go all the way to the West Coast, 2 games, and come back and you guys can turn around and get ready to play? Anything that goes different for getting ready?
Yeah, look, there's always the adversity of the NBA schedule and the travel and the plane rides and the bus rides. And there are all of those things that can creep into your psyche of, it can possibly be too hard tonight or too tough. But at the end of the day, no one cares, and we've got to go out there and the ball will go up and we'll play a basketball game. So I think this is the mental component, as we've said, that you face throughout an NBA season. And at the end of the day, we've got a game tonight and we've got a chance to compete and a chance to get better. So whatever adversities that people are going through, you got to put it aside for 48 minutes, step onto the court and leave it all out there.